next one from 11th standard, motion in a plane chapter. So we already discussed in that vector, resolution of vector. So resolution of vector, you know, that is the meaning, splitting of vector. So in the splitting of vector, already we discussed as two components, that is along with the x-axis and another one along with the y-axis. So in that topic, we discussed as the resultant vector, that is f is equal to the whole root of fx square plus fy square, like that. So now I will take as force. Okay. So in the previous video I taken as force, that is f is equal to whole root of fx square plus fy square. The same thing only, whether you want to take your wish. If you want to take a vector or b vector, or otherwise if you take again f vector, anything. Okay, so if you take f vector is nothing but, so let's we are going to find that three components. The previous question, two components. So the two components means we can get that is f is equal to whole root of fx square plus fy square we derived. Okay, suppose three component means that additionally f is z square will come, that's all. Okay, so now this topic we are going to discuss three rectangular components. So it is purely angle based. So here that another name, this is the law of direction of cosines. Simply we can say direction cosines. Okay, so then how, so already I took f vector for the force. Okay, so our convenient only. So for small change, just I taken as that is a. Okay, so that means what I'm going to get, that is, you know, that is a is equal to whole root of ax square, then ay square, and then a is z square. The same thing only. Okay, letter only simply change. Okay, but how to derive this? Okay, so here I'll give the two idea. That one is the based on, that is a triangle law. That another one the based on that is a law of a parallelogram. Okay, shall we derive? So in this derivation, that is a very important point. The very important point that is the based on the diagram with the angle. So please focus that diagram. So if you understand the diagram is nothing. Okay, this question is nothing. Okay, so for that only I didn't draw the diagram. Okay, if the diagram is ready-madely available means you can't understand. So please observe that the step by step I draw the diagram. Okay, so in this diagram, so let us imagine your hall or your classroom. Generally, you know, that is your classroom, like there is a cuboid shape. Okay, so or otherwise cubes something. So let us imagine, let us take your hall. So in this hall it is the origin. It is the origin. Okay, so you know that this is x-axis. This is x-axis. Okay, and then this one is the y-axis. This one y-axis. Then this one, you know, it is z-axis. Okay, x, y, z. Okay, so the same thing only. Okay, the same thing only. I'm going to project with the help of one cuboid diagram. Okay, the same thing only. So please listen. So now let us imagine like a hall. Okay, so please listen. So please listen carefully. Okay, so now please observe the diagram. Okay, so now I can join this. Okay, okay, now the same, this is x-axis, this one y-axis, then this one, it is z axis. So x axis, y axis and z axis. Okay, so you know that this is that origin, this is the origin. Okay, so now you know it is the origin, x axis, y axis and z axis. Now to find the resultant value, okay, so you know already in the parallelogram, law of parallelogram law. So in the law of parallelogram, so you remember this, okay, so you know this is the resultant value, this is the resultant value. So this is one length, this is breadth, so this is, you know, this is resultant value. Okay, so like that, so in this situation, here the resultant value, you are going to join this origin point and then this corner. Okay, this origin and this corner. So this origin and this corner. So you want 1. So that is the resultant value here. Okay. So then how to find that resultant value? So we will discuss one by one. Okay. So for example, this is, you know, x-axis. In that x-axis component, that is fx, y-axis component fy, z-axis component that is fz. But already, you know, I will change the word is, that is a. So this is, you know, this is like, that is ax. It is in which direction? X direction. That is represented by I cap. Like that, y-axis value, that is a y, that is j cap. Then z-axis magnitude value, that is, what is it? A z, that is k cap. Okay, this is the value for only along x-axis. This is the value for only y-axis. This is the value for only z-axis. But this combination, that is resultant value. So this resultant value should be combined together, ax, ay and az. So that resultant value, you should join this corner to this corner for identification. So for differentiate, I will using the red color, this diagonal. So please listen. Okay, so please listen students. So this is like a box. So this corner to and the opposite corner, you join them. Okay, right. Okay, this is like a diagonal in the corner. Okay, but if you think as like a cubical form, I join, see that this corner and this corner, this only happen here. Okay, so please listen. So now I want to identify that angle. So the angle between x-axis, this is, you know, this is a, this is a vector, this is that a vector. Okay, so the angle between x-axis and the diagonal value, that is taken as, that is alpha. It is a alpha. Like that, the diagonal value with the y-axis, that is the angle is below that is beta. Like that, the diagonal value and the z-axis, that angle is, that is, you know, gamma. So now we can get the angle between x-axis and the diagonal alpha, y-axis and the diagonal beta, and the z-axis and the diagonal is gamma. So now you know that angle. So now just we have to put the name of the corner. Okay. So please listen students. So now I can write, it is first in the plane right? So I can write as that is a P. Okay. It is a P. Okay. So Q. R, okay, PQR, then this is M, N, okay, M, N, O already is there, M, so first I take this plane, okay, M, N, O already is here, okay, M, N, O, P, then QR, okay, so it's just a representation only, okay, so your wish, you can put anything, small a, b, c, like that, anything, okay, so this is remaining is S, then here it is there, this corner is T, that's all, okay, so that diagram, from this diagram, important point, what is alpha, beta, gamma, where is that angle, okay, right, shall we start the derivation? Yes, so please listen students, so here, that two idea, that one is by using triangle law, second one by using what? Law of parallelogram, okay, listen, that one more thing, see that in that Z and X plane, Z and X plane, Z X plane, this is like a flat in the down, okay, தரையில் இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு பார்த்தீங்களா, X and Z plane, X and Z plane, so இதில் வந்து ஒரு parallelogram structure எடுத்துக்கும், so it is like a parallelogram, just I put the dotted line for derivation purpose, okay, that's all, so shall we start the derivation? See that, the first one, by using that triangle law, okay, by using the triangle law of vector, triangle law of vector என்ன சொல்லுது, இங்க ஒரு வெக்டர் இருக்கு, இங்க ஒரு வெக்டர் இருக்குன்னு, இது ரெண்டே ஆட் பண்ண தீர்ந்துச்சு, the first vector, the second vector, this is first vector and second vector, that's all, so that is triangle law, so in this triangle law concept we can using the triangle ONM, where is that ONM, ONM, so you understand, see that ONM, here we are going to use the triangle law, so in this triangle law, okay, in this triangle law, what is that resultant value, OM is the resultant, correct, OM is the resultant, and then one part is ON, another part is MN, so I can write as OM is equal to addition of ON plus MN, correct, okay, so that only I write here, OM plus ON plus MN, so the triangle is over. And then second one, by using the parallelogram law of parallelogram, so where is the parallelogram, so already I told you, so here you can take, that is parallelogram ORNP, ORNP, this is the parallelogram, so in this parallelogram, the diagonal, okay, the diagonal then is the resultant, so ON is equal to, we can write, yes, OR plus NR, or otherwise OP plus PN, anything, so my convenient, that is OR plus RN is equal to, that is ON, so ON is equal to OR plus RN, understand, ON is equal to OR plus RN, so if you observe that, taken as this equation number 1, equation number 2, so if you observe the equation number 1, see that ON is there, here also you find ON, so equation 2 value applied in equation number 1, so that only I write as symbolic representation, equation number 2 applied in equation number 1, okay, so equation number 1 is what, OM is equal to, next to ON already what, OR plus N, OR plus RN, okay, OR plus RN, the remaining MN, okay, now equation 2 applied in equation number 1 instead of OM, okay, see the next step, OM is nothing but what, see that OM, that is OM vector is nothing but what, that is a vector, so that is a vector, like that, OR is nothing but what, OR is nothing but AX, that is a AX vector, so AX vector, next to Rn is nothing but, see that Rn is equal to here, that is OP. So Rn is equal to OP, that is what? That is AK. So Rn is equal to, that is AK vector. So that is AK vector. Rn is equal to AK vector. What is it? X, Y, Z. Sorry. Is a AZ. Okay. And then the next one, MN. MN is what? MN here. So MN is nothing but, MN. This is, what is it? Y component. So Y component is nothing but what? YAY. That is, we can write as, that is Rn is equal to, MN. Or NN. So Mn is equal to, we can write as what? That is AY vector. So now you know what is that AX vector, AY vector and AZ vector that I'm going to represent. So just to replace this, instead of Y, A vector, AX vector and then AY vector and AZ vector. Okay. So now, then finally we can write its magnitude. Therefore A vector we can write as, you know very well, AX vector nu sollala. AX vector nu sollala. This vector is nothing but direction. Which direction? X axis. X axis is nothing but I cap. So remaining magnitude, that is AX. So I can write as AX vector is equal to AX I cap. Like that, AY vector is equal to AYJ cap. Like that, AK vector is equal to, that is AK, what is that? That is a K cap. So just a replace, AX vector is equal to AXI cap, AY vector equal to AYK cap, J cap, it is a J cap, and then plus AZ vector is equal to AZK cap. Okay students, so now we are going to find, what is it? Take squaring on both sides. So this is, I can write A squared. You know I squared is equal to 1, J squared equal to 1, K squared equal to 1. So the remaining term, AX squared plus AY squared plus AZ squared. Therefore A is equal to, the square is moving that side, the whole root. So this is that resultant value. Okay. The same thing only in the previous video. There is a 2 component, that is F is equal to Fx squared plus Fy squared only. But now the 3 component, for small change I take A. So A is equal to whole root of AX squared plus AY squared plus AZ squared. Okay. So see students. So now you know how to find the resultant value. Okay. So now we are going to find, that is that direction value. So before going to direction, from this diagram, because the direction is nothing but it is based on the angle. Okay, so it is based on the angle. So let's see that. So you should analyze the angle in this diagram. So how to analyze the angle? See that for your convenient, I'll write one more time. A vector is equal to, that is AXI cap, because the angle is related with the axis. So you should mention A vector is equal to AXI cap plus AYJ cap plus AZK cap. Therefore modulus of A vector we can write the whole root of AX squared. So this is because we are using one more type. For that only I write these 2 types. Okay. And then what about angle? So in that resultant, in that rectilinear component, okay, this is resultant value, this is alpha, this is angle. This angle is theta, means what is the meaning? This is the horizontal component is cos theta, vertical component is sin theta. Then one more shortcut idea I gave. Young angle touch agudho, adha na enna eduthukano? Cos theta nu eduthukanga. Okay. So now I am taking as, this is alpha, touch with the x-axis, that is cos alpha. So cos theta what will come? So please listen, cos alpha மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கலாமா? Cos alpha எங்க இருக்கு பாருங்க, இங்க இருக்கு. This is alpha, x-axis, that is AX, this is the resultant, that is A. So cos alpha என்ன நம்ம எழுதலாம்? cos alpha, that is a cos theta, is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Adjacent is what? Ax. Hypotenuse what? A. So Ax divided by A. Like that, beta. Beta see the beta value, the same idea. So we are going to use for the beta. So beta angle okay. So now we can write, okay, beta order adjacent value what? Ay. That hypotenuse is what? Hypotenuse is what? That is that is A. So the same thing only, Ay divided by A. Like that, the gamma is a gamma. Okay. So here we can write as, that is a adjacent value, that is a AZ, and then adjacent value what? So that is that adjacent value what? So that is that is A vector. So please focus very well, only alpha and only beta and only gamma. So you can get this way. Okay, it's an equation, that is a cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma. So one special name we mentioned as, that is a direction of motion. So how we can say, see that after finding the direction, why they call it as direction of motion, because here purely cos theta will come. So let us take these three, that is cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma. You should squaring and adding. Okay, so now let's retake that. So cos squared alpha plus cos squared beta plus cos squared gamma, that is the left side value. Like the right side value, we can write ax squared divided by a squared plus ay squared plus a squared plus az squared divided by a. So that only I did here. Okay, this is left side value equal to the right side squaring value. Okay, ax squared plus a squared, ay squared plus a squared plus az squared a squared. So if you observe that in the right side term, the denominator, all the things are a squared. So a squared, so one time so here in the denominator is a square, in the numerator is what? That is ax square plus ay square plus az square. So already see that ax square. Okay, so sorry here. Listen. So ax square plus ay square plus az square we can write as, that is a square. So instead of this numerator, I can write a square divided by also a square. So a square is equal to 1. Okay, so I can write, that is cos squared alpha plus cos squared beta plus cos squared gamma is equal to 1. So this is so from this equation we are going to learn, that is a direction of motion, that is cos squared alpha plus cos squared beta plus cos squared gamma is equal to 1. Okay students, so now that is how to find the how to find the resultant value and the direction value for 3 rectangular components. Then one more thing, in that the same question we can find the angle by using the sine also. Okay, the combinations of sine theta. So very well, it is a continuity only. Okay, so we found that is a cos squared alpha plus cos squared beta plus cos squared gamma is equal to 1. Suppose if you change as sine theta, so we know very well cos square or sine square. Okay, so basically from the trigonometry, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Therefore cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sine square theta. So using this idea we can follow here. Cos squared alpha, how to write? 1 minus sine squared alpha plus 1 minus sine squared beta plus 1 minus sine squared gamma is equal to 1. Okay, so 1, that is a 3. So 3 minus sine squared alpha minus sine squared beta minus sine squared gamma is equal to 1. So this 3 is moving another side. Okay, that side. So already 1 is there. Here plus 3 moving that side become minus 3. So remaining term we can write minus sine squared alpha minus again minus sine squared beta minus sine squared gamma. Okay, students. So now we can write the right side is what? 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3 is equal to what? That is minus 2. So minus sine squared alpha minus sine squared beta minus sine squared gamma is equal to minus 2. Therefore, if we change the sign both sides, so finally I can write plus la minus la minus la plus la. Okay, so all the terms is minus, so we can change this plus. So we can write sine squared alpha plus sine squared beta plus sine squared gamma is equal to plus 2. Okay, so now you know here the direction of question 2 formula is there. One in the form of cos, that is cos squared alpha plus cos squared beta plus cos squared gamma is equal to 1, or otherwise if you use sine, that is a sine squared alpha plus sine squared beta plus sine squared gamma is equal to 2. Okay students, I hope you understand. That is a 3 rectangular components.